Good evening. I will be presenting my final project, the big interview. Introduction. My name is Katia Carmona. I am currently working at elementary school as a support staff in the special education department. I am currently a 101 for a student who has physical needs. I currently have a Bachelor of Arts degree in early childhood education. I just graduated in summer of 2021. I am now pursuing my master's degree in education. I currently reside in Maryland. My husband is active duty in the military, and we are stationed here in Maryland. My free time, I enjoy reading. I also like to work out. My family and I like to go to football games, basketball games, and we also like to hike. K-12 teacher. The position that I am seeking to land is a lead teacher position. I am seeking to show my leadership skills for the second grade team, hopefully work in the second grade classroom, or choose the second grade as the grade level that I would like to become a lead teacher in. I am seeking to represent diversity within the school and show my exquisite teaching skills. The following slides will show the knowledge I have learned to make me a great candidate for this position. Culture of universal achievement. I believe students play an important role in classroom management and the learning process. I also believe that students learn in a safe environment. When a classroom is shown to be safe for them, they actually do better in their learning. I also think it's so important to have cultural diversity. It's necessary to learn about cultural diversity and to show students what cultural diversity is. This will also allow for students to respect other cultures and respect one another. And then lastly, I just added a culture of universal achievement is a foundational belief of student capabilities. Culture of universal achievement continued. I found that there are 6 beliefs listed in our readings and what we learned, and these 6 beliefs are: 1, a maverick spirit must lead the way. Always have a maverick spirit. Number 2 is no excuses for poor effort. 3 is the school can neutralize many challenges that students bring to the classroom. 4, academic accomplishment. 5, every student will be proficient or advanced in reading, writing, and math, which is truly my favorite one. 6, student achievement success is the number 1 priority. And I also agree with that. I believe that student achievement success should be the number 1 priority. 21st century skills. There are 4 21st century skills. The first one is communication. Communication requires sharing thoughts, questions, and ideas. The second one is collaboration. Collaboration teaches leadership and initiative. The third one is critical thinking. The critical thinking is looking at a problem in a new way. And creativity. Most students have creativity, which is one of my favorites, and creativity shows a new approach which results in innovation and invention. And students are really good at coming up with inventions. 21st century skills continued. Here I listed some examples that I would use in my classroom for the 21st century skills. One of them would be open communication. And I said that open communication in a classroom setting is important. In my classroom, students will be able to use open communication. An example would be during circle time, where I ask a question and students go around the classroom sharing their answers. Students will get to collaborate during group work. I think it's very important for students to collaborate during group work, not only because they get to socialize and it helps with their social skills, but also it's a way to share ideas. And when students share ideas, the learning environment becomes a more natural and safe environment for them. I wanted to add on that they also do exceptionally well by sharing ideas, and it gives them the confidence to be able to later on answer questions if they need to, or they feel comfortable in answering questions if they need to. Critical thinking, I also said critical thinking and looking at the problem in an innovative way can be used, for example, during a triple E course, where students will have to choose what kind of animal they prefer from a category of animal choices and explain why. I wanted to add more to this. What I mean is, if there's an assignment where students have to choose, if there's animal categories on the board and students have a choice of choosing which animal is their favorite, they're able to use their critical thinking as to why they want to choose that animal. For example, if you want to be a dolphin, why would you want to be a dolphin? Is it because it's a sea animal? Is it because the color is blue? Or is it because you like the noise? And so it gets them thinking. Creativity. Creativity in my classroom will include students using manipulatives such as Legos, dominoes, cubes, and so forth to create photos given to them. These could be miscellaneous photos such as haunted houses, buildings, pumpkins, fall trees, and so forth. Instructional management plan. The instructional management plan is to provide lesson plans that are set up accordingly to the student's ability, provide a control structure in the classroom, provide classroom rules and procedures. An effective classroom management throughout the school year is necessary, and with an effective classroom, you see more progress throughout the year. And fundamentally, the relationship allows students to feel safe in their knowledge in a relaxed environment to support learning. Collaboration. This is one of my favorite topics that I learned in this course. I picked up on 3 different collaboration types. One of them was collaboration with colleagues, which is beneficial for designing lesson plans that help define how to improve the students' overall learning outcomes. Teacher and student collaboration, I believe, is so important because it helps not only teachers get to know the students, but the students are also aware of the teacher's requirements and what they expect from them. And then it just helps them get comfortable with one another. And teachers and students will work together using appropriate guidelines to reach yearly educational goals. Peer collaboration, an effective strategy used by teachers to accommodate students. For example, what I mean by accommodate students is I have a student who I help out who's in a wheelchair. By doing peer collaboration, the student who's special education needs, is able to speak to another student who doesn't have special education needs. And so they work together, and it's an effective strategy because they get to, collaborate with one another and share ideas. Standard alignment. These are the steps for alignment. I remember reading about using Bloom's taxonomy. Developing new learning objectives was also from Newman, or from one of the readings. Planning ahead, and framework for plotting objective activities and assessments. Standards alignment, I want to focus on one of them, which is planning ahead. What I mean with planning ahead is have teachers plan ahead with their lesson plans. Don't wait until the last minute for teachers to do their lesson plans. So that way it could be an effective lesson plan and students are able to learn better from it. Multiple intelligence. I wanted to say that multiple intelligence, the definition of multiple intelligence, is a theory describing the different ways students learn and acquire information. Why is it important? And why it is important? And why it is important is because it includes 8 different intelligence founded by Howard Gardner's theory. And these 8 intelligence are linguistic, logical, mathematical, spatial, bodily kinesthetic, musical, interpersonal, intrapersonal, and a naturalist. And they are important because it can draw students back into learning. The different multiple intelligence allow to teach diverse students. The learner will use its strength and improve its intelligence. Instructional planning. I would like to use the backward design. It's a mapping process with instructional methods that include 3 stages. The 3 stages are to identify, then determine instruction, which will then give you plan instructions. And then I just said that it used to create a logical teaching progression that moves the students forward as they achieve learning objectives and goals. Approach to assessment. There are 2 types, formative assessment and summative assessment. Formative is part of the instructional learning process, and observation tool is used to assess the student's progress. Now, summative is a lot different than formative because it is used to understand what it is that students know or don't know. A great example of this is during the middle of the semester. You can go ahead and give them an assessment and to see if they're learning or not during that semester or that time period. And then lastly, data management. I want to say that data is used to guide educators in developing clear expectations for student learning and achievements. With data management, all educators can review and inform their colleagues of top performing students as they prepare for college readiness and success in the future. It can later be used to reinforce the assessment process and help achieve state standards. My conclusion. I would be pleased to take on the position as the lead teacher. If given the opportunity, I will include universal will create student success. I will incorporate instructional planning, a safe environment. I will approach assessments using the two types, formative and summative, and collaboration, as well as incorporate multiple intelligence. I will showcase my leadership skills and experience and do it with grace and honor. My goal is to make an impact for education and create an impact on students' lives. Thank you. Oh, and lastly, I added my references. Thank you so much.